Now, if you look at chapter 3 of the book, chapter 3 of the book of Genesis, verse 9, the Bible says God called Adam and said, Adam, where are you? And Adam said to God, he said, I heard your voice and I hid myself behind one of the trees in the garden because I'm naked. That is vulnerable. Now, don't forget, before that day, he wasn't hiding himself. No, he wasn't. He has started hiding himself because he's powerless. He's ashamed. He has pain. He's now in the street of the garden. He has been devalued. So he started tilling the ground. There are people that say they don't have money. It's not money they lack. They are devalued. They are not devalued by act. They are devalued in creation. They didn't do anything to be devalued. They were born without value. Somebody just George, why did you touch you people? Because I just landed that way. Huh? No, they were not valid. They've not done anything yet. Their being is nothing. It's a senseless being. They being. They didn't do anything. The God measure in the life is very small. The God quantity in where? In the being, because of background. I'm not talking about somebody who committed any sin, no. I'm talking about somebody who is nothing from birth. If you're here by adventure and you are teaching your children and the children gather here on Sunday, are you not seeing them there in their separation? There are some of them you saw there, you're seeing there, already nothing there. They are vulnerable. That's why when service starts, they'll keep on crying because they are idiots already. You wondering why somebody came to church now is crying. And the child is crying bitterly, as if somebody died. Now that bitter crying is called foolishness in the root. Because the crying doesn't have any reason. Apart from stupidity. I've met children like that. I've also, I've taught in class. I told you, if I taught in 3 schools. If you come into class, like secondary school, you're teaching like secondary school, SS2. Let me not even use secondary school. When you attend the university, if you're not brilliant, you wouldn't come in front of the class. It's not possible. You will not have confidence. You will not have confidence to come in front. Just like I'm teaching and you want to come here, you can't look at me. You can't come in front of this place now. If you cannot control your temperature, you can't sit here now. Because I'll be looking at you steady. You can't be able to misbehave because I'm not taking my eyes off you. Now that is how it is in secondary school. That children that lack confidence in themselves, that came vulnerable, that are broken, will never come in front of a class to meet the teacher very close. It's not possible. It's there in their mind. They know they don't have that kind of value. It's because the teacher, when the man want to ask question, it is does no need now. They will start from front, and the girl know that now they are come. So when all their class there, she will take her locker at the back. She knows that where she belongs. These other ones will come in front from start. Because they were coming in front when they were coming in front in secondary school, so they know they are frontliners. There is nothing that, and please listen, they have capacity given to them by God to look at a teacher continuously, even if the lecture lasts for 2 hours. These other ones cannot look, they will be distracted because something in them has made them vulnerable already. So when we talk about vulnerable, when we are using Adam is not a perfect example because Adam did something. We're talking about that John was born a great man, John the Baptist, a great man of God, and then he was also made vulnerable. Somebody in that order. Now this is what happened. Like some of us, John was thinking that if there's a problem, the work he did for God will protect him, or we persuade God. We persuade God to protect him from the hand of Herod. God didn't do that. You see, because that's not how God functions. God protects men from their complications, from their quality, not from his quality. God protects people who have value to be protected. Now, when God wants to crown people, God cares about the crown people produce from secrets. I say people produce from secrets that he will put upon them. Because God is not the one who may crown men wear. It's not possible. So that particular messianism of the suffering servant was established on Mostorion, which John didn't have. And so he became vulnerable. Wait. I would like you to listen. No good result will come. Let me explain something to you. No good result will come from, nothing encouraging will come from a life that is vulnerable and is attacking the devil. Nothing. That's why I need to tell you, when you see a small person trying to fault a big man, the small person is already on that course. You see, because a big man is not a big man by effort. I mean, really pronounced big man, prominent person. He is an ordained person by God. So he is not big by what he's trying to do. He is big by something a poor man can have. A quality of life that a poor man cannot have. So it's not about doing. Quality of life that a poor man will never have. So the Bible says in 16:15 of Revelation, it said that nakedness appears to vulnerable people. That what? Nakedness. Now, not only that nakedness appears, hard work appears. Now, if you look at what the Bible was saying, that dust are you, and dust you came from, dust you go back. That was a pronunciation that God made upon a vulnerable man. Let me ask you to listen. You see, it is not possible to expose a woman that is properly clothed by God to shame. It's not possible. You see, because God will never disregard that value. Not even Satan will disregard it. Divinity has the respect for it. It wouldn't have been possible for Jesus to be clothed with Christ and he's doing hard work. Jesus cannot be clothed with Christ and he's a carpenter. It's not possible. The short time he was a carpenter was when the cloth was not speaking. So when the cloth started speaking, my king can turn from 5 loaves of bread, 5,000 people. That is the value of that cloth. Walk upon the waters, command water to into wine. That is the value of that cloth, he was no longer valuable. He was not vulnerable, so he had a lot of value. The Christ in Jesus represents his value. He was not there for shame. And can I still tell you something? John the Baptist wasn't a miracle worker. No, he wasn't. Because he didn't have access to the secret that can command treasures. Jesus didn't only raise Lazarus from the grave. He has capacity to multiply bread. That is economical. That is economic value that came from the light of the world. It was there in the Christ. It doesn't need to get it. He was born with it. And he knew he had it. And not only that he knew that he had it, he lived for it. The reason that we don't joke with what we have is because it commands us to live for it. If I see the way you're living, I will know your value. You see, because your value compels you to live for it. Let me say it. I say your value compels you to live for it. So if you have high value in your heart, you will live for your value. Jesus knew that it was not looking for somebody to convert that matters to God. Is that he should produce Christ, the Son of God. So he lived for it. There are people when you see them, they say, I know what I will be. Oh, excuse me, what do you mean by what you will be? You're already living out. You're living out what you're going to be. And you have to start early. Because it's not a teacher that will tell you. Who you are tells you how to live. What matters? When you wake up in the morning or you're sleeping in the night, you will know what matters. Who you are tells you, not a teacher. Church, have I helped you? There is something I said here that is so awesome on charismatism. I'm going to say it before I go back to the course. Charismatism. Huh? Satan distracts. Satan distracts and destroys preachers through unbridled charismatism. Satan distracts and it destroys preachers through unbridled charismatism. Now, I am not completely against charismatism. That is why I use the word unbridled. Now, when you meet a preacher, and the preacher is telling you what God will do for you all the time, he doesn't love you. Let me say it again. And when you meet a preacher, and the preacher is interested in telling you what God will do for you all the time, the preacher have not loved you. The preacher that loves you is somebody who look at you, tell you that you have a great future, and then get into the business. Get into the business of making you ready for that thing he saw. Charismatism always talk about what God will do for people. They do prophecy, they lay hand, they command the devil, do it on Sunday, do it on Wednesday, do it on Friday.